Hello everybody, welcome to Peace of Pat Paints. I'm Pat, that's Bright Light. I do that like all the time. Anyway, we'll push it over there, out of our way. How are you? I'm great. Well, hello Mr. McBeardsley. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a good morning. Hope you're having a great morning. Or afternoon or evening, wherever you are, because, you know, it's different depending on what part of the world you live in. So, which is kind of cool, you know, all the different time zones. That you could be talking to somebody who's, it's the middle of the night for them. So, anyway, so if you're not familiar with my show, it's just me hanging out in my studio, and I work on a specific project that I've chosen. I have other projects I work on besides this. So, but these are, you know, things that I do on the live are, you know, just to share with you guys, which is fun. At least I think it's fun, and apparently 237 other people think it's fun, at least so far, which is great. And we're moving on up. It's really cool to see more subscribers and stuff. I had no idea what to expect. When I got started doing this, I was doing this work anyway, and my friends were like, "Oh, Pat, you should totally get on YouTube and do this on YouTube." And I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude, they'll like send you money." I was like, "Somebody will pay for my art supplies? Pfft, I don't have to pay for my art supplies, because YouTube will pay for my art supplies. I'm in for that. I'm down." So that's the kind of history of our show. I don't talk about it every time we do this. I kind of, there's a shorter abridged versions, but I'm really tired today. So I'm kind of like stalling. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm stalling. I had my first practice with the soccer team yesterday. My son, they needed another person to coach his soccer team, and nobody else stepped up. So I stepped up, and now I'm really tired because I'm out of shape. But you know, I got coffee, and we're going to put some tunes on, and we're going to do some painting here in just a second. Let's take care of the tunes thing first, and I'm going to drink a little coffee. Oh. Anyway, what's been really cool to have some, Mr. McBeardsley's tired too. Our moderator is tired as well. So, there you go, guys. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, huh? You know, I have that problem a lot too. That one's one of my least favorites. Like, this one seems like more justified somehow. I don't know. Ooh, that's a little loud. I don't know what that's all about, but it does. It feels like being tired because you like ran around a field with some kids, and tried to teach them how to play soccer in 100-degree weather, like a madman. It feels more justified than when I'm tired and I couldn't, just because I couldn't sleep. Anyway, y'all didn't hear no one came here to listen to me and McBeardsley talk about being old. Remember when we were younger and we could all just like stay up forever? Like, how long have you been up? I've been up for 3 days, and everybody was like, "Yeah, man, I've been up for a day and a half." What were we thinking? It's a bad idea. I'm old in spirit. Hey, man, you're not that young anymore, man. You're about hitting that age where it's like when you don't get that sleep in, it's rough. You know, when you're like 15, you can go all night and all day, and you're like, yeah. That's fun. Okay, let's get her moved over here and get down. Take that off. Yeah, that dirty 30, man, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Okay, so we're gonna bring this camera down over here. All right, well, I glued her in yesterday, so she's all glued in and she's ready to rock and roll. So we gotta, it's there, it's nice. And it looks pretty good. We got one little blemish right there. That must have been an accident. I think it's a paint chip. It is. It's just a little chip. Be careful, don't take too much of that off of there. Well, we will fix that real quick. That's what we're going to do first today. Don't put that in the coffee, Pat. That would suck. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of a light glue down first. Got a couple little places we can fix in general. It's like something that's stuck to it right there. There we go. Okay, now her little sash here, it was a different color, and it looked like it was more of a gray based on the source material. So I think we're gonna go with just straight Payne's gray on this, and we'll work it up, and it should contrast back well. This one we're just going to do by hand. With a little brush. One of the little brushes. This is the 4/0, not 3. I thought I grabbed a 3. It's a I need to get a Kolinsky 1, 2, and 3. This is the next thing I need to pick up. Like Price is Right rules. Closest to it without going over. Just bring a little bit more of that dark blue maybe right here on the inside of this seam. And then we'll retouch that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember 30. I'm heading towards 50 now. 30 was cool though. Still pretty good time. The 30 is fun because like you're still able to like go have a little bit of fun as long as you plan it out real well. I mean, you can go have, well, you can have a good deal of fun. You can still get pretty crazy in your 30s. You hit those 40s and it's like, whoa, hey, no, listen, I gotta take a day off, okay? Like, we need to, no. That's when it gets crazy. Like, oh my gosh, too old. I don't know what 50 is going to be like. I'm going to have to take a week off. In your 40s, it's like you gotta have an extra day built into your vacation that's a recovery day. In your 30s, you still get a chance to, like, you can go on a vacation and then go back to work, like, right off the plane. In your 40s, like, that starts to get to where it's like, nope, no, I want a day off before I go back to work, because I've got to go and recover from my vacation. This is definitely going to take 2 coats here. Get over here, dang it. And she's a lot. It's interesting the way that the camera makes it look, because she's a lot whiter when you look at her in person than she is on the camera. Like when you look at it like this, it doesn't look quite right. This is a little bit more right, but it's even whiter than that. I'm even still thinking about hitting it up with another round of white, but I think I'll probably leave it alone. Probably good for me to leave it alone. I've always been less of a partier, more let's order some pizza take. Yeah, but even then, I'm talking about, like, just your sheer ability to walk that far. Like when you're in your 30s, you can still go make it with my kids, and we're not going out and partying with my kids. Like in my 30s, we could take the kids and, you know, hike up mountains for days on end and just keep going and going and going. And then I come back and go straight back to work like nothing had happened. In my 40s, it got to where it was like we'd go on vacation. Now we're on vacation, and then we come back and it's like, oh my god, I'm not going to do anything for at least a day. Yeah, it's crazy. Wait till you get up into you're heading there, man. It's crazy because you're like, holy crap. Things that didn't used to make you tired, you know, partying aside, but like things that you used to be able to do like a lot more of. Like I played soccer in my 20s and my 30s, and like you could definitely tell a difference. I haven't played it in my 40s because I'm afraid I would break my leg. But I played it in my 20s and I played in my 30s. And I played when I was a kid, and, you know, younger. And there is definitely a marked difference. You feel it. It's no joke. Father Time is undefeated. Now I see what they're doing. Got a little bit of an overpaint there we gotta fix. We'll let that dry and we'll come back and fix that up. Alright, while that dries up, we'll put down a little bit of primer on that other piece. Get you over here. Okay. White bat audio again on the music today. I don't think I said that earlier. I've been trying to get better about saying it. Just because, you know, you should share that stuff. These guys provide free music, which is really, really cool. So, you know, that you can use on streaming and stuff like that. Not everybody's cool with that sort of thing. You know, I can't play what's super popular now. The Taylor Swift girl. She's very popular, right? And you know, Beyonce and you know all that stuff. I can't play that. They'd sue me. I can talk about them now. I hear she had to cancel a tour for like terrorism threats, which is crazy. That's a wild world we live in. So I'm just gonna. We gotta wait for that stuff over there to dry. So while we're waiting on that to dry, we're just gonna prime this stuff up. This is actually an airbrush primer. It's super thin though. I said this yesterday. I think I say this every time I use it, but you know, we get new people to the channel all the time, so you know, just bear with me on that. You want to get a pretty decent little coat on. And primer is just going to help your other paints to adhere to the model better. So you're not using your more expensive colored paints to put down the first layer. They also, primer's usually made with like a different types of material than say, you know, a typical pigment paint. And so it's made to adhere to other materials better, where your colored paints work better if it sticks itself to other paint, which seems weird, but it's just how they make it. Beardsley says, could never understand the mentality of people who can send a death threat to another person just because they didn't like a song or something they did, or other minuscule, yeah, or you know, just I'm pretty sure it was some sort of political thing, but you know, I don't know. People take stuff way too seriously these days. Way too seriously. You know, you didn't, I mean, whatever goal that was set out there is not going to make that much of a difference. I mean, this lady's got more money than you could possibly imagine. You know, her fans aren't mad at her anyway. They're probably irritated with whoever decided that they wanted to do this. So if there was some sort of goal behind it, trying to draw attention to a cause or something like that, you just made a bunch of enemies. I mean, you might have gotten your information out on the news or whatever, but I didn't even hear if it was about anything, or if it was just some weirdo. And that's what's so crazy about these days. Like, you know, when I was younger, during like, oh man, this, you know, the 70s, 80s, mostly the 80s. I don't really remember the 70s. But I remember the 80s really well. Like, there would have been like some sort of statement or like something. Like, there would have been like a reason that they were doing it, but I didn't even see a reason for this one, really. I'd have to look at it up again. But yeah, you're totally right, man. People get upset about the weirdest things. And then, like, to get so upset about something as to call in some sort of threat, it just seems asinine to me. It's not appropriate. It really isn't. But what are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do? Alright. A pretty good coat on this. Here we go. Pretty dang good. And let that dry up. check on our other part and get started back over there again. Now we can kind of work ahead, because I definitely plan on getting at least some color done on there. Should be awesome. Yeah, I was really impressed. We got like a subscriber over the weekend and then 2 subscribers yesterday. We've been on our way up. So keep those subscriptions coming in. If you're new, awesome, welcome. If you're returning, awesome, welcome. You know, it's really cool. It's really cool to have, I don't know how to explain it really. It's the general feeling of awesomeness, you know. It's similar to like cooking good meals for people, but it's a little bit different. It has a slightly different feel. I'll fade that out a little bit. I got another little weird spot in here. Trying to fix that little error. We can bring that dark blue back in there. That'll definitely do it. Then we can fade it back up. Okay. Can also get any of these little touch-ups we need to get done. Places where maybe we wanted a little bit more white to hit it. Some of the stuff we just weren't going to be able to get in there with those dry brushes. It just wasn't going to happen. Oh yeah, fan-made Elden Ring magic cards. McBeardsley ran into some, said they're pretty awesome. Seems like a pretty easy matchup right there. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. It's quiet and it got, or it was loud and it got quiet. Ah, come on, get some paint on there. There we go. And that right there should just help pull out a little bit of these folds for us. The hem of the kimono, so to speak. Okay. I think Dark Souls and Elden Ring would make great universes beyond it. I mean, maybe. I don't know. So, Hasbro's plan with life is to make everything... They're trying to heavily monetize things so that they can turn profit, because that's what companies do. But what their goal is to get everything to be cross-platformable, so that they can use it on... They can use multiple IPs to sell microtransactions. I don't know how long they're going to keep supporting physical cards and physical books. It's interesting. Once Wizards of the Coast got bought by Hasbro, things got hairy. I know Dungeons and Dragons has lost all their writers for the most part because of Hasbro's shenanigans. I mean, I understand trying to make a profit, but there's a place where it's like you're gonna lose some of the customer base because of this thirst for more money. And that's not exactly what we want. But we'll see. We'll see where it all goes. Some of that stuff seems like a good idea, but some of that stuff seems like a little bit out of control. There was an interview with one of the guys from that was in charge, that Hasbro has put in charge of Wizards of the Coast, which runs both Magic and Dungeons and Dragons IPs. And their model is to turn them into the monetizationable kind of product that you see from Fortnite. Explains the whole releasing of a regular set of play booster packs, then a whole set of collector's boosters. Yeah. Seemed like with the cards it's even easier. They don't have to work as hard, right? Dungeons and Dragons is different because Dungeons and Dragons is based mostly on individual people's IP, right? So like if you come over and play in one of my campaigns, I don't even necessarily need anything past the first books to do that. I don't need all of this supplemental material. I can just run whatever I want and make up the world and everything on my own. And that's not good for business. Honestly. At least in the format that Hasbro likes to have business. You see the same thing with what they've done with Monopoly, you know. There's a digital version of Monopoly that sells this crazy microtransactions and stuff like that. And you're like, for Monopoly? How? How do you need microtransactions for Monopoly? Hasbro found a way. I mean, honestly, you gotta be kind of impressed with their ability to do stuff like that. You're like, man, you're really working that, man. That's some work. Work. Let's see. Grizzly says he vaguely remembers something with Wizard of the Coast doing dumb stuff, trying to restrict people's content around D&D. Oh yeah, that was the OGL. They were trying. It wasn't even restricting. They were basically saying that if you publish something related to D&D, that they own it. So, like, if I wrote a campaign and I publish it, then they own all rights. Period. People got real mad. Real mad. Yeah, that was the OGL scandal. It's constant, man. And again, like, it's, yeah, okay, it's Wizards of the Coast, but it's really Hasbro. Because Hasbro is the one that wants Wizards of the Coast to be making money. Because they own it now. They're Wizard of the Coast is just a division of Hasbro. They no longer exist as their own entity. And haven't in a while. There we go. Okay. Yay! I guess we started on paint. We started this in Payne's Gray last time, didn't we? I'm messing this up already. And that is why you let your stuff dry out. Gets out a little bit of water. I was able to just pull most of that pigment right off. Just don't rub on it. Luckily, Payne's Gray's kind of got that blue color to it too, so it'll be alright. It's not going to be that big of a difference. And again, with your base coats, we're really just trying to make sure we're not looking at any of the primer gray by the time we're done. I'm really trying to get down into my crevices and get in there. Now you notice I don't like to jam and twist, and this brush is a little bit more durable than my fine brushes. So that's why I'm not too worried about doing a bunch of jamming, but I'm still not going to twist. Jamming and twisting will tear up your brush real fast. I have some around here somewhere that the kids did, if you'd like to see them. They're so much better now. When they were little, they would tear up my brushes. It's so nice to be able to buy them, and like, I know they're going to be okay. Because they didn't come looking for a paintbrush and then grab mine. They learned their lesson pretty quick, honestly. I don't know. I kind of like to give them a little trash about it, but they really were. They really did a pretty good job. My kiddos learn pretty quick. Most kiddos learn pretty quick, honestly, if you think about it. Come to think of it. Holy moly, we're already 41 minutes in. Who'd have thought? Alright, we gotta let that dry. Oh. I'm definitely sleepy tired. Trying to pull up pictures of our so it looks like that cloak is pretty dark gray. This sweater looks the same. I need to do a little bit of a change up on the inside of the kimono. And that's going to be silver. Okay. Those are these little braids on the side of the cloak. That'll have some color. That's going to be fun. They're pretty good with the candlestick. Okay. That's all checking out. Oh yeah, it's defo gray. Yeah, I was kind of glad to see all the books, because I was like, man, we can pull a lot of color in with these books. And then I'm going to use those little things on her cloak on the side to bring a little bit more, some browns and some orangey kind of colors into it. But so much blue. So much blue. Oh. Makes me want to get out a can of air. Just start blowing it. I guess we could use up this primer. Get this hat primed up. Anything else I can get primed up while we're waiting. So we're not sitting here just doing nothing. Alright, here we go. Get the inside done now. It's weird, those look like a bunch of little crystals on the inside. Does she have crystals on the inside of her hat? They look like crystals. That's wild. Well, I'm not sure what these are on the inside of her hat, though. It's pretty crazy. They look like crystals. I guess they could be like feathers or I don't know. Alright. Call that guy primed. What are we looking at here? Not quite. Not quite ready. Gonna go find her earlier on so you can look under her hat. That's interesting. Okay. So even if you don't necessarily have a dry brush, doesn't mean you can't necessarily pull off the same effect we did on that rope. It just takes you a lot longer with more surface area if you don't have a dry brush. Dry brushing just kind of like makes that faster. It also has a different way of leaving the texture on the individual models. So you may not always like the texture that a dry brush gives you. And that's one of the cool things about, you know, art and artists. We all kind of have a different opinion and a little bit different method. It's like if you saw something on my channel that you're like, oh, that's the way I like to do it, and you try it and you like it, and you're like, oh, that's my jam. That's super cool. But you also might find that some of the things I do you don't like. And you're like, oh no, I like the way this other guy does it better. That's super cool too. And that's what honestly turns you into your own artists. Your own artist is that you start developing a style of your own based on styles of artists that you like. At least I think it's pretty cool. Well, just a few more days and we'll be able to get the car into the shop. Luckily, my sister let me borrow her car. About time to clean this old brush. It's starting to separate a little bit. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I definitely can. Come on, focus in on it. Yeah, right there. You see how it's starting to kind of look like it's flat on one side instead of round, and it's doing that really quickly. So it should look like that the whole time. And you're not, then you can still see it trying to do it. There we go. It should be, once you roll this in a little bit of paint, it should stay that way for a while as you work with it. But this one's flaying out real fast, which is how, and see now it's already separated, which is how kind of a way you can tell it's time to clean the brushes. I probably should have cleaned them after I got done with all those books. But it was a really crazy week last week. So, you know. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get this Winsor Blue in, and we're probably going to call it for the day. We're almost there now. Try to get this blue in. So at least have that done for tomorrow to get started on. Okay. All right. Well, we got that far today. Brush down. Come here, little guy. All right. Yeah, add a little water to that. We're going to come back to a super dry out palette tomorrow. There we go. Settle in real nice. Keep it wet until I get back to it. If not, I'll just make another one. Yeah, there you go. Alright, let's see. Pulls back big again. Boom. So, we got that far today, which is nice. Slowly getting there. She's gonna look really, really, really cool when she's all said and done. We got a ways to go, though. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you. If you like what we do, yeah, give us one of those likes and subscribes and all that stuff, and come back to us. We do this in just about every weekday. I do miss days. I have things happen, and everybody's a human. So, but we're here almost every weekday. For now, it's definitely at the same time from 10 to 11, and that's Central Standard Time in the U.S. Yeah, and that's what we do. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. We're going to talk to you tomorrow. Bye.